Alright, so we've been getting a lot of news and rumors and leaks recently. Some of it is like small little things that I don't want to do in just like an individual video because I don't want to bombard you with content, given the fact I'm already uploading so much already and the fact that some of these things may not be true or may not be as credible. So I'm creating a little segment, a little show, a little series where I can just like kind of mash a bunch of different small things together into one video and just talk about all of them quickly. Don't bombard you as much. Don't worry, there's still going to be a lot of regular videos of just like discussions and stuff and news. It's just that for certain things, they might just need to be combined into like one video. We'll call this, let's say, the Sonic Roundup. Don't know where I got that idea from. So let's kick this off with the first topic today. New Sonic PC ports potentially coming soon. So there's a subreddit on Reddit, obviously, and it's called Gaming Leaks and Rumors. So you can assume what they post. Obviously, they post cooking recipes. So this post says, new Sonic PC ports coming soon. If you check the LinkedIn profile for Austin Keys, Director of Production Services at SEGA of America, one of his job roles descriptions mentions the following: port popular Sonic titles to new to SEGA PC platforms, expanding availability of Sonic titles to a wider digital audience. This is interesting because this is listed under the Director of Production Services role, and apparently he's been working under it since October 2019, the same year where the head of Sonic team stated that they were preparing for the 30th anniversary of the series. Also worth noting that between October 2019 till now, we haven't gotten any Sonic ports to PC at all, so it's weird to add that bit of info to the profile. I suspect that this year we'll be getting some ports considering its 30th anniversary. Could be wrong, but what do you all think? Link to the LinkedIn profile, and we checked the LinkedIn profile, it's still there, and it does in fact say what these guys are claiming, so that information there is legit. The only problem is this: they said they're going to be porting Sonic titles to new to SEGA PC platforms. And now, before, back in the early 2010s, Steam was like the go-to platform, the definitive. There was no competition. Now you players come out and EA's got their Origin, everyone's creating their own little store. Fortnite popped up and Epic Games got, you know, cocky as fuck and said, we got our Epic Games Store, let's pay for exclusives. Fucking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remakes are only on Epic Games Store, not Steam, which is why I didn't get it, because Epic Games Store is trash. Separate topic. The point is, now Steam is not the only thing. There are other services on PC if you want to get PC games. Sega's already put a ton of stuff on Steam. Like, they've got Sonic games and then they got other Sega games on Steam. So when they say new to Sega PC platforms, I don't know if that's a confirmation of getting things like unleashed on Steam or call it actual PC ports, or if they're just gonna take things that are already on Steam and say, hey, you can get this on Epic Games Store now, you can get this on this other service now or whatever, because Sega have got some games on Game Pass which works on PC. Sonic Mania recently got announced to be put on Amazon Luna, which is Amazon's cloud gaming service. I'm assuming to compete with Stadia, which shouldn't be hard because Stadia's fucking trash. But the point is, this is not a confirmation of games that weren't on PC before coming to PC. This could just be games that are already there, just putting them onto other services. So I don't want to get your hopes up too quickly on this one, but I have to talk about it because even when a rumor is, you know, being misconstrued or is not real, people will still ask me to talk about it because they might think it's real. So I have to still make a video and be like, keep your expectations in check. And with this one, I'll believe it when I see it, okay? I'm not saying Unleashed on PC Dream is dead, because it could still happen, but I don't know if this is the confirmation of it, given that they've been putting their Sonic games on other platforms already, and it sounds like it could be something similar to that. On to the next topic. After days upon days of toying with us on Twitter, Mike Pollock has finally confirmed that he's actually staying to voice the role of Dr. Eggman. He tweets, you know what they say, the more the merrier. You've not yet heard the last of me as Dr. Eggman in Sonic the Hedgehog video games. Kindly prepare your ears accordingly. If you guessed otherwise, surprise. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to stock up on lozenges. You know, that thing for your throat. I use like Strepsils because like when I shout a lot, like my throat gets fucked, so I take those Strepsils like every time I record, and just like it really helps. But anyway, he also tweets, on a personal note, I know you want to speculate about what happened and possible casting choices, but please bear in mind that IRL actors' careers are steered by auditions, callbacks, bookings, and rejections. It's a bit more complicated than choosing sides for kickball. Basically trying to say that I know that everyone else dipped, but like, you know, it's not like they had a vendetta against everyone else. They just made everyone re-audition and they kept me, you know. Yeah, it is what it is. You don't know the full story. We won't tell you the full story, but we'll let you know you don't know it. I don't know how they work. Like, is it like, say for Roger, for example, did they just hire them on a per game basis, or is there like a we'll keep you for 5 years guaranteed, after that we'll see kind of thing? It depends. If it's a per game basis, then you're always at risk of losing your job. Like when my dad used to work, they only used to keep him guaranteed for a year at a time. So when the year was over, they could say we don't want you anymore, and he essentially have no job. But luckily they kept him until he retired. But the point is that if it's like that, then you were never really secure to begin with. I don't know if it was like that or if Roger had a 10-year contract and it ended, but I don't know what kind of job security voice actors have got. Nonetheless, since it seems like the Voicepocalypse has been confirmed and we're getting a repeat of 2010 where everyone but Mike stays, it would lead me to believe that Kirk Thornton is gone as well, because I mean, we lost Colleen for Tails, we lost Roger for Sonic, we lost Cindy Robinson for Amy, and I mean, I don't know what other voice actors are voicing like Silver and all these other characters that probably aren't as active on Twitter, I don't know, but I was kind of hoping that if everyone else is gone, then Kirk would be gone too, because his shadow voice is a bit too, there was like a grimy element to it that I didn't like. And side note, some people might go, but Kirk also voiced Orbot, so we don't want him gone because he did a great Orbot voice, and he did do a great Orbot voice, but you make the assumption that I want Orbot to stay. Look, Orbot's alright, but like, he's not my favorite character in the series or anything. Eggman has had much better lackeys, like Boko and Deco from Sonic X, and the old-time goats, Grounder and Scratch. Come on, they're the goats. Let's put that out there right now. They were the best lackeys. Anyway, side note over. But someone said if Kirk just uses his Samurai Champloo voice, he'll fit Shadow much better. Apparently that's a TV show from 2005, and I listened to the clips of this Kirk Thornton voice.
Move it, will you? You're blocking the road. To serve your lord and do his bidding. Is that honorable? Even if that lord is an unimportant piece of shit?
And he legit sounds way better here. Like, I wouldn't put him over like Humphrey or Griffith, but like, he sounds like a mix of Humphrey and Griffith here, without that annoying grit element that he adds when he's doing Shadow in the Sonic games. This character in this TV show from the 2000s, if you just change the accent slightly to fit with Shadow, this would be a pretty good Shadow voice, and I'll be perfectly okay with it. I mean, I didn't hate everything about Kirk Thornton's Shadow voice. I mean, when I heard him in the rival battle in Generations, like with just the grunts, he sounded fine. He gave off a decent Humphrey vibe. But when I heard the "you got this, Sonic," and then, you know, boom and all those other things, that gritty thing came back. I don't know if that's just him losing the voice he had in the 2000s, or the vocal direction that they're giving him is that, or he's just choosing to sound this way. I don't really know, but there's a good Shadow voice in there, in those vocal cords somewhere, but he has to channel it, okay? As for Mike, I mean, yeah, that guy's clearly never going at this point. They've realized they can't replace him. I mean, literally, who are they going to get to replace Mike? I mean, Deem is dead, unfortunately, rest in peace. And Mike just has the role nailed, honestly. Like, I don't know. But I mean, there's been a lot of great Sonic voices in the past, and it's just interesting that in Sega's eyes at least, Mike is the only one that seems to be irreplaceable, and none of the other voice actors, like from the 4Kids era, from the Adventure era, was safe from these replacements. It's just, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but this is very peculiar. And on to the third and final topic. Is Ryan Drummond coming back? Now, I didn't want to cover this initially when it happened, which is kind of why I'm doing it in this roundup thing, because I knew it didn't really mean much, because this article here says Ryan Drummond in talks to voice Sonic again. And to summarize, basically, he was on a live stream with a Sonic tuber, and someone in the chat asked if he's coming back, and Ryan responded, "Well, I wish I could, but we don't really know anything yet, do we? You know as much as I know," which is key here. He basically says that his agent did contact SEGA, so hopefully there will be a conversation and we'll see what happens after that. There's a lot of different factors that people don't even realize that are in play here. So now, if you remember, after Roger got replaced, I said there were three possible options. Option 1 was that Ben Schwartz was taking over, option 2 was that Drummond was coming back, and option 3 was entirely new voice. This to me kind of confirms that Drummond isn't coming back, because the fact that he went out of his way to get his agent to contact SEGA kind of means that they weren't looking out for him, coupled with the fact that when they replaced Roger, I don't believe they would just fire a Sonic voice and not already have the replacement lined up. My belief is that the moment that they let Roger go, they already knew that this is the guy who's taking his place. Like, they're not just gonna have Sonic voiceless for several months until they find a replacement. They were picking the replacement behind the scenes. They said, "You are the guy," and then they said, "Okay, Roger, bye." That's how it went. I believe that wholeheartedly. So if Drummond hadn't already been contacted before Roger left, then that means that the role has already been filled and they didn't consider him. Because if he was in real talks and he had been considered, I believe that he wouldn't have even said anything. He would have just been silent. If he was about to really come back and voice Sonic, he would have stayed silent until an official announcement. But the fact that he's saying, "Well, I contacted SEGA," sounds like, yeah, I'll try a thing, see what happens, but I don't know. The last time he was contacted by SEGA was during the Generations period, where they were going to have Adventure Sonic, and that whole thing fell through because of the whole union situation, which he's still in a union. So all I'm saying is, don't expect Drummond to be coming back anytime soon. We all love Drummond. You know, I grew up on Drummond. Heroes is my favorite game of all time. You know that. I'd still say I like Griffith a little bit more for Sonic, but either way, Drummond did a great job. And who knows, maybe SEGA will bite back. Maybe if we do get those Adventure remakes, maybe they'll have a Drummond mode, a little OG mode where you get his voice back or something, while they still keep their new voice. A temporary comeback or something. I don't know. But based off this little piece of information, I don't want you to get your hopes up, because the fact of the matter is, if he really was coming back, he wouldn't have said anything until the official announcement. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this The Sonic Roundup. Let me know what you guys think about this format, the combining of little pieces of news. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about these topics. Do you think we're getting Sonic PC ports, or are we just getting Sonic games that we already have on PC on other versions of PC distribution platforms? Are you happy that Mike Pollock is staying? Do you want Kirk Thornton to stay or go? And do you want Ryan Drummond to come back, or do you think he's coming back based on this information? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, subscribe to the No Sonic channel, link in the description. But that's all I have to say right now, so Remy out.